Got my cameraman. Well, good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Women of OneCoin Night. My name's Tom McMurrin. I'll be the moderator and presenter tonight. It's great to have everybody online. Got a rainy day in Georgia, lots of wild weather. So if my internet goes out, best of luck to all of you. You guys got to take over. So we've got some crazy weather in Georgia. But we're going to be talking about OneCoin tonight. We get started in about 4 minutes. So it's 4 minutes till game time, and ladies, you got about 4 minutes if you want to go out and push messages out to all the groups and let them know that we're live and online. We will start the presentation at quarter till at 8:45. We'll crank it up and get into the actual presentation and the interviews and talk to all these lovely ladies about OneCoin and exactly what they're excited about and what they're doing in their businesses to grow their businesses. And we're still waiting on Sherry. We got to check on Sherry Hilliard to see if she's getting on board with us. But folks, we'll get started here in about 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes, we'll start our announcements and then get the presentation started at 8:45. So you've got time to do some inviting. You've got time to reach out to your friends and family and say, hey, come check this out, especially if you got women out there that are a little bit skeptical about OneCoin. They don't quite get digital currency yet. Tonight will be a great night for them to hear from some women that are deeply involved in it, excited about it, done their due diligence, and certainly moving forward and building businesses with OneCoin. Again, tonight we'll be starting at 8:35. We'll get cranked up. 8:45 we'll kick off the presentation. We're going to do about 10 minutes of announcements. So you have got until 8:45 to really go out there and introduce people and say, hey, come check this out. In the upper left-hand corner of the presentation, you can give us a like. You can give us a Google+. You can give us a tweet. All of that stuff would be great, and it's great. But let me see. Okay. Sherry's having I'm trying to get on one of our special guests on right now. Mindy, you should have your own Google Hangout link. If you don't, I'll drop you a YouTube link. So I'll drop that in the window if you all don't know which link to share. In 1 second, I'll get you that link. Got a good group coming on so far. Great to see everybody. Let me drop this. I'm going to drop that YouTube link. If y'all want to share that around in the room, you can do that. Please just drop it in all the rooms if you would. Let them know we're live on that YouTube link right there. And Sherry, I'm going to send you an invite via Gmail. We'll get started here in about 2 minutes, folks. We've got 2 minutes till game time. See what is Sherry's email. We have one special guest we're trying to get online. She wasn't able to get online on her computer, so we're bringing her in on her telephone. So you can do Google Hangouts on your telephone. So looking forward to having her on board. This is a woman that made more in a week than she's made in a month. That's an exciting. That's a nice chunk of change and definitely a life changer. But very excited for Sherry. She's got an awesome story, and if I can't get her on video, I'm just going to have her dial in, and I'll put her on the phone so that you all can hear her. She just gave me her email address, and I think I should be able to get her on here. But we'll definitely have her on tonight. She's got a very inspirational story, and let's see what we got here. Again, we'll get started here, folks. You're on with the OneCoin Hangout tonight. Tonight is the Women of OneCoin, and you're going to hear a lot of great stories and what these women are excited about with OneCoin and kind of what they're doing in their business and you know, how they're growing their businesses and just how they, in general, how they feel about OneCoin. Very exciting presentation. We had one last Wednesday night. You actually was our #1 highest, most watched presentation ever for OneCoin. And it was a great time. We went about 90 minutes and had a fantastic crowd. So I just invited Sherry, see if she can get into the Hangout. All right. Y'all got all that posted in the rooms for me? Did you get that posted? that YouTube link. Was everybody able to share that out? I'm asking the ladies, are you all there? You're all muted.
Yeah, I definitely shared it. I said, I'm on live right now.
Cool. I'm going to drop it in some of the chat rooms and let Sherry know. I'll just bring her in by phone if she's unable to come in by Hangout. Everyone, thanks for coming online. It is 8:35. We're going to go ahead and get started, and I'll get Sherry in here, hopefully on at a minimum on the telephone, so you can hear her story. What an incredible story. So let's talk first, ultimately, about what's going on with OneCoin and some of our announcements. I know that some of the ladies that are online, they might have heard some things over the last couple of days I haven't heard, but probably the most exciting thing to me is what's going on with what we call our USA launch tour. And what's going to be great about that is we're coming to your city, hopefully. If you live in LA, we're going to be there because we love LA. And we're going to be going to Spokane, Washington. That's going to be a lot of fun. I have no idea where it is, but it'll be fun. We're going to be heading over to, I think, Houston, Texas. We've heard there's a little bit of money in Texas, and people want to get into OneCoin, so we're excited about that. Also, we're going to be looking at Nashville, Tennessee, country music city. Music City, I'm excited about that. Nashville's one of my favorite cities, and so we'll be doing an event in Nashville, and then ultimately we'll be heading down to Florida because we've got to get some beach time in. Definitely got to get some beach time in, but Fort Lauderdale, Nashville, Houston, let's see, Spokane, and Los Angeles. Did I get them all? Does everybody? I thought there was one more. Am I missing one? Everybody's nodding. Did you got to tell me?
I think there's another city.
Yeah, I thought I heard somebody mention one more. They came in at the last minute and said they were going to do one more. It wasn't Austin. It was. Anyway, there'll be, I think, one other city. I'm kind of hoping they'll get up to the Northeast, and we do have a lot of leaders up in the Northeast. That'll be definitely a place I think we need to hit. Some of us need to go up there and get those Northeasterners on board and get them cranked up. There's a lot of people up there. But let's see. We've obviously had a 2-for-1 split recently, so everybody's really excited about that. A lot of people saw doubles in their accounts, which was really exciting. And then last week, our tokens started trading. So you're able to buy and sell tokens, which allows you to buy and sell more coins, which is fun. It's limited trading, but it's nice to see things moving in the right direction. Of course, this last month, Coin Vegas was announced for people outside the United States, not available to U.S. citizens, but that gives you the ability to buy gaming credits to do online gaming and things like that. We have a large Asian population, and they love gambling, so we do have that in place. It's one of our products. And then, of course, the RM Gold Coin was announced, where we have a crypto gold coin that's 0.999 gold and 0.001 cryptocurrency, which is it's a hybrid crypto gold coin, which is kind of cool. And just a lot of great things going on, folks, with OneCoin. Not only that, but amazing growth. Over 423,000 members have joined OneCoin in the last 8 months. That number is staggering. I've been in this industry for 25 years, and I've never seen anything of the sort. And to see over almost 300 people in the $2 million a year club already in income, staggering, folks. Just real money. I always jokingly say if we had a $1 million ring club, we'd have more people than we could actually fit on stage right now, and so that's very exciting. You like to see people making money, having fun, and doing good, and that's what OneCoin is all about. I tell everybody that we're out there really just building a culture of freedom. I think if you look at the last 7 years, it's kind of been a culture of servitude, I think, for a lot of people. Culture of rebuilding and digging out from a deep hole, and I think people are starting to see the light. But we've got something, folks, that could absolutely accelerate your lifestyle, your earnings, your retirement accounts. it's just something that you really ought to take a close look at. And I doubt you'll get all the answers tonight, but I think what you're going to hear is you're going to hear some tremendous stories, and you're going to hear some people that have really good insight on OneCoin and what it's all about. And I like to give people, just a very simple understanding of what OneCoin is all about. And it's like all we're really doing is building the PayPal of Bitcoin. And for people who don't know what Bitcoin is, that may not make sense to you, but we're building a PayPal type platform that allows you to operate in digital currency. And I know that there's a lot of people that maybe have had banks charge you fees before, excessive fees for transferring money, for ATM withdrawals, for holding your money overnight, or saying, hey, we'll wire the money on Thursday and it doesn't go out till Monday, and and cause you inconveniences. And I know that people have experienced a little bit of discomfort with banks at times. And wouldn't it be nice to know? I had a guy send me some money for OneCoin the other day because he wanted to purchase one of our packages, and with a click of a button he sent it, and it was in my account instantaneously. Without any fees. I thought that was really cool. I'm like, wow, he just sent money to me, no fees, instant. I didn't have to wait 3 to 5 days like PayPal, and they didn't charge me 4.5% to move my money. And so I look at what's going on with OneCoin, and I think people are very excited just because it gives them a plan B. It gives them an alternative to the existing currency and the existing mechanisms that are in place to transact business, to communicate value, to exchange value. And right now, I think also that people, if you're paying attention to the economy, I think a lot of people there's a lot of people out there that are very concerned that we have gotten ourselves into a hole that we can't get out of. I mean, we're obviously too big to fail, but that doesn't mean we're too big to not experience a lot of financial discomfort for a very long time, just like they did in the late 20s and 30s through the Depression. But we definitely have some challenges. I mean, when you hear major economists say it's mathematically impossible for us to pay off our debt, that worries me, because that means they'll have to do something else, some type of restructuring. And as you know, anytime the United States restructures, you know who pays the brunt of that restructuring, and it's us, the taxpayers. And so, I think when you put on your business hat and you understand what's going on, there's some macro issues that say, hey, OneCoin makes a lot of sense. Digital currency's hot, one of the 5 fastest growing industries in the world. It's just something that's new for people. They don't quite understand it. They think, well, transferring money in the form of electronic digits is kind of uncomfortable. And I'm like, well, no, it's not. If you use your credit card today, you did that today anyway. I mean, you transferred money electronically with digits today if you used your credit card. So understanding that we really have just a different system that runs parallel to the existing system, that it's something that the people own, I guess you would say, rather than, say, the governments or the sovereign organizations that issue currency. And so OneCoin is, as I tell people, we're kind of building a new economy in parallel to an existing economy, and saying, hey, we just would like to own a currency that is appreciating in value. And you say, well, how does a currency appreciate in value? Well, it's very simple. If you look at what Bitcoin did, Bitcoin went from 10 cents to $1,203. So if you bought Bitcoin at 10 cents and sold it at $1,203, because you can buy and sell these currencies much like you can stocks, you would have made a lot of money. I mean, $500 would have turned into $3 million. So you have an opportunity right now. Our OneCoin is trading at about $1.40 right now, so I think a lot of people are very excited about the prospect of acquiring a currency at $1.40 and maybe seeing it go to $50 or $100 per coin, which it may have the potential to do, considering we're already twice as large member-wise as Bitcoin. It took 7 years for Bitcoin to reach 250,000 people. Active users, and it took OneCoin about 8 months to do that. So if that gives you any inkling of what's going on, we just looked at what OneCoin did right, what they did wrong, or what Bitcoin did right and what they did wrong, and we said, well, let's make these changes with OneCoin and let's really crank it up. So we've definitely cracked the code on acquiring members with our powerful compensation plan and paying members for referring other members. That's one thing that we do. We have a great educational package that we sell that enables people to make money referring people to our new economy, if you will, to our culture of freedom, to our lifestyle that we're sharing with people, and that's really what it is. I mean, the one thing you'll see tonight with all of the ladies that are on the panel is they're sitting at home. This is truly a home-based business that you don't have to drive around and take your makeup kits everywhere and do demos and shake parties and get stuck in rush hour traffic going to hotel meetings. You don't have to do that. Every night at 8:30, we have a presentation live on the page that you're on where, you know, Tuesday night is a military night. We had 4 veterans on last night, which was really a great presentation, and always enjoy that night. Tonight we have the women of OneCoin. Tomorrow night we have business leaders, tycoons that have purchased our biggest package at $6,000 or 5,000 euros. Friday night we're doing Spanish night, so it'll be all Spanish presentation. Saturday night is kind of a mastermind night where we do coaching and we talk about how we're building our businesses. And all these are recorded presentations too, so if you're unable to make them, very simply you have the ability to plug in. And then of course Sunday night is our super night. All the families are home, you know, usually families around, and you can sit around and watch the presentation and really see what's going on and hear from our leaders. So there we go. Look at Sherry Pierce has got it all figured out. Look at you, girl.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly. You're like a pro at this. I knew you'd figure it out. Great to see you, Sherry.
Great to be here.
Awesome. Well, I'm just going to wrap it up, folks, on announcements. I don't know, ladies, is there any other announcements off the top of your head, stuff that you've heard that's exciting, anything going on that I missed?
It's, you know, it's part of what we offer people is the system, and I think the fact that you've come out with some new tools and that Sal's getting ready to come out with some new tools, you know, I think, you know, what we do to help people be successful and work from home is incredible. So if you want us to say a minute or two about some of the things you've come out with recently. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got we've got a brand or a team name that we've coined called OneCoin Millionaire, and that's I like all 3 of those words. They get me excited. I like that. But OneCoin Millionaire is creating some tools that will enable you to share OneCoin very easily and enable you to really give people overviews and work when you're not working. We believe in automation, duplication, and creation are the 3 things that we teach people in our system. Automate your post. I know, Sherry, you've got a full-time business that you run, and I know that you've been learning how to do auto posting, so your Facebook is actually working for you while you're at work and running your businesses, and you know, of course, you know, having the presentations available to you every night, I guess it should make things a little bit easier. One thing when I tell people about our system is, you know, a lot of people are like, you know, they want to go to McDonald's or they want to work out of a Starbucks, or they, you know, I went to a Starbucks today for about an hour, and it was so funny because I see the same guy in that place, and I swear to you, he lives there. I mean, every time I've been in there, he's been in there, and honestly, I think he probably spends 8 hours a day in a Starbucks using it as his home office. And I got news for you. I like my home office a little bit better than Starbucks, but you know, sitting at a McDonald's and sitting and talking to somebody for an hour and a half until you're blue in the face, that just doesn't appeal to me. But sitting at home, I just got done working out with my son and one of his best friends, and was able to just sit down and boot up the Hangout, and got my camo Crocs on that I got for Father's Day, and then just relaxed. And my wife goes, "You're going to wear those jeans for the Hangout?" And I'm like, "They're not going to see them." So, you know, so it's kind of funny, but you know, I think quality of life, when you talk about, Lisa, in our system, all of our tools are designed to where you can do business online, where you don't have to leave home. We have right now about 6 different countries represented on the Hangout, and that's just very cool. I mean, we're broadcasting all over the world right now, and tonight you're going to get to hear the stories. I know we've got one in Vegas, we've got one in Atlanta. Mindy, where are you located?
Southern California.
Southern California. And Jennifer?
I'm here from New Jersey. I'm sorry, I don't know how to close up.
You're in New Jersey. That's great. And Sherry, where are you?
Illinois.
Illinois. So there we go. I mean, we're all over the United States, and I think that's very cool. And I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, as well. And but you know what's funny is Leah could be in Turks and Caicos right now, which she'd probably prefer to be there at the beach anyway. Lisa, Lisa could be over in Paris right now, and you wouldn't know the difference. They would because of the time zones. It would be a little bit later in Paris. Mindy, Mindy could be up in Alaska and just loving Alaska, and doing some salmon and some salmon fishing. And then Jennifer, I mean, you could be in Mexico and Cancun, and Sherry, you could be over in Australia right now. And what's so cool about this, and eventually we will have not only a women's night hangout, but we'll have an international women's night where we have women from all over the world that are coming in and sharing their stories. And I do know Linda Ortega is always out there, and she loves it when I mention her name, but she's sitting in Hong Kong right now watching our presentation at 11 a.m. on Thursday. Okay, so she's watching our presentation on Thursday, which I think is really cool. But it's fun, folks, to have a system like this where we can broadcast all over the world, and people they're amazed. And this is a free technology that Google provides us, and the Facebook pages that we're broadcasting through as part of our system. You'll notice in the upper left-hand corner, if you'd like to make a comment on how cool this is, you can go up there and do a tweet or a Google Plus. Or send an instant message to somebody and say, hey, y'all ought to come check this out. Now, when we're done with the presentation tonight, I will flip back to the 29-minute presentation. Since you're not going to get a full presentation tonight, we're just going to be talking to the women about their experiences with OneCoin, why they're in it, and they're going to kind of give you some golden nuggets on how they're building their business. But we're going to go ahead and kick it off with one very special lady who called me or private messaged me one day and said, have you heard of OneCoin? And I kind of ignored the message because I had heard of a couple of the other coin companies, and I had read the news on them and just didn't think that it was for me. I believed in Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. But I didn't think it was a cryptocurrency that she was approaching me with. And she has to thank Bob Christensen, because Bob approached me with it a couple weeks later and said, have you seen the new cryptocurrency, OneCoin? And I said, it's actually a cryptocurrency? And I started asking him a bunch of questions, and so I know that Sherry had approached me first, so I ended up enrolling with her. But it was Bob that actually indicated to me that it was a cryptocurrency, which caught my ear. And there's a difference between some of these companies out there that are just printing what I call poker chips. They're just printing poker chips, and which basically turns it just into a big Ponzi scheme at the end of the day. Whereas if you have an actual cryptocurrency, that means you've got an algorithm. It only will produce a certain number of coins, and it can't produce any more than that. You've got a mining operation which mines the coins. They just can't print them. They actually have to mine them and figure out the equations of the algorithm. It's got an exchange where the coins actually are bought and sold, and the market value price is determined by the community, not by the company. And then, of course, you have a blockchain, which is, wow, I don't know where that's coming from. Turn that one off. Thought I fixed that problem. I love it how we're doing a hangout and somebody's calling me. Is that somebody else's or is that mine? Nope, that's mine. All right, fix that problem. Sorry about that. Put myself on, I usually don't have people usually don't do that. But anyway, golly, where was I? Oh, Sherry. So Sherry, you get a hold of me, and we get cranking, and I know we've got a couple hundred people on the team already, and it's just blowing up, and I'm excited about it. And I know your story is amazing, and I tell people that I like working with an upline that's got heart instead of ego, and you got one of the biggest hearts. I mean, I've known you through other companies, and I've just seen your style, and there's just I can tell, and we've never met in person, but I don't know. Did we meet out we didn't meet out in Seattle, did we?
No.
No.
No,
But
I was at the Vegas event, but I wasn't in Seattle.
yeah, okay. So, you know, when you meet somebody, and then Kevin Foster, who is your upline, is, I call him a bridge. This is a guy that bridges the gap of people needing to get things done like nobody I've ever seen, and just an amazing upline that I've been able to be blessed with in this business. And you know, I guess, Sherry, let's just start off. I've already kind of broken the ice with everybody. I said, you know, you got a full-time business you're running, and it keeps you very, very consumed. I know you've struggled with some health issues, and you know, it's just, I mean, I think a lot of people are living that story where they're working so hard to make a living, they don't have time to invest in creating wealth for themselves, and wealth involves free time. It involves taking care of your health. I mean, there's so much more to the definition of wealth. And you know, I look at what happened to you really in the last couple weeks with your business just exploding, earning more in a week than paid in a month. That's just awesome. And I think that your story, there's probably a lot of women that are living your story out there. But if you wouldn't mind, just kind of talk to people about your introduction to OneCoin, and just give us a breakdown for about 5 minutes, and just share with us, you know, how you were led into it, and just what's happened over the last couple months, if you would.
All right, thanks, Tom. Yes, I was introduced by Bill Hartramp, and we originally were looking at something else, and then he explained that Sal and Maurice had found out about this and spoken to Dr. Gracia, and they were very impressed with her, and I see why now. And I was looking for something. I needed something that was going to free me from these 16 to 18-hour days. They're just grueling. And I also, since I've been self-employed for so long, I needed a retirement plan. And I'd really like to retire early to be able to enjoy it. So we decided to join this, and I have been so impressed with everything about this company, everything about the leadership, the integrity, the like-minded people that have servants' hearts. We just all mesh very well together, and we're very effective because of that. And now, like you said, I am making almost as much in 1 week as I've been bringing in a month, working all of these hours. Now, mind you, because I'm working all these hours, I'm working very part-time with OneCoin, and that isn't the way I want it to be. And it won't stay that way, I assure you.
Your hourly rate with OneCoin is much higher than your hourly rate at your current job, is what you're telling me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So I am actually in a position now where I'm able to help other people and help change their lives. It's just like a domino effect. And I love that because I love to help people. It blesses me to be a blessing to others. So
You bring up a good point. Our comp plan actually encourages that behavior, because not only does it encourage you to bring in and introduce it to a lot of people, personal sponsorship is very important in our comp plan, but the 4-level matching bonus, you're really driven to work through 4 levels of people that you don't even know. You're encouraged to reach out and work with them, because if you're helping the person on the 4th level and making a 25% bonus of their check, you're helping everybody above them as well, and increasing your check, because you're getting bonuses off of them. And we have a 4-level matching bonus that goes 10%, 10%, 20%, and then 25%. And it's, I think, when you get to the point where you're at, Sherry, with the size organization that you have, wow, I mean, you can just reach down and help people become successful, and your check's just going to continue to grow without having to do any more sponsorship. I know that you're still doing that and growing your team in a very big way, but you literally could sit back, stop putting people in, and focus on building your team and increase your check dramatically. And that's what I love about our comp plan. The binary combined with a 4-level matching bonus is one of the most powerful comp plans in the industry. But tell us, I mean, with where do you see yourself a year from now with OneCoin? What's the vision that you have, and are you still going to stick around with your business? So what's ultimately your goals with this?
A year from now, my life is going to be changed drastically. And I absolutely will not be doing the job I'm doing now. And in fact, today, I almost didn't do this job anymore. But I'm reaching.
You almost came in and said, "Take this job and shove it." Is that what you did?
Yes, it was one of those days. But yes, I see my life improving just drastically. And I believe that within maybe a year to 2 years, I'll be able to retire
Awesome.
from this job and just keep working with OneCoin.
And I mean, you've been working a full-time job. Would you be able to share with us how many people you've actually signed up? Do you know how many people you've actually signed up into OneCoin personally?
I think tonight I just signed up maybe my 20th.
20 people. Wow.
I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah. And that's I mean, and that's a great effort part-time, but in the big scope of things, that's not a lot of introductions to be able to turn the lifestyle around that you wanted to, and go out and grow your business. So that's, folks, that's the power. And the only reason I'm not minimizing that effort, I'm just saying that you don't have to have a lot of people to make a lot of money. In fact, in the recording that I did today, I was very clear to state that one person in each leg could make or cost you $40,000 a week if you could get one big person in each leg and go out there and do what you're supposed to do. That can turn into and I know, Sherry, and I will tell you this, that my leg will do $350,000 a week in volume. So I know that one of your legs is already done.
Can I clone you?
I'm one of those legs.
Can I clone you?
I hope you've got somebody strong on your other leg, because I'm rolling. But yeah, no, it's fun.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you reaching out, and what a great time. But well, Sherry, thanks. I know you know, so you're doing this for the retirement plan. Obviously, you've been running. Is it like a dispatch business? You do a dispatch business?
I do medical transcription.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, and when you look at that, folks, and I mean, you've been an entrepreneur for a long time, so I know that the skills transfer over to what we're doing. But I think, and how many hours do you think you put in at your work?
I put in at least 16 to 18 hours a day.
16 to 18.
So I basically work all day and sleep a little bit, and I get up and work again.
Wow, that's incredible. And rush hour traffic, you have to deal with that. I mean,
No, I work out of my home.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, me too. I like that rush hour. My rush hours is like to my coffee maker or to my computer. I can never figure out which way I want to go.
Right.
Which way do I rush? But awesome, Sherry. Well, thanks for sharing your story. Thanks for being online. I'll come back to you in just a minute. We'll look for that, you know, golden nugget. You said you got more than one, so we're going to leave you to last and let you crush it. But let me go over to Jennifer. Jennifer, how are you doing? I need you to unmute there. And this is our mad blogger. Yeah, I got you. I got you live, and it's exciting to have you online tonight. I read your, or I don't read your vlogs. I watch your vlogs, and I know that you're very excited about this. And I've sensed from listening to your vlogs, this is not a first business venture, but it's one that you're getting very excited about, and you're also having some success in enrolling people. And I don't know if you've had success before in doing it. But if you wouldn't mind just sharing a little bit about why are you excited about OneCoin?
I'm excited about OneCoin. Basically, that started when I started doing my research on Bitcoin, and I know that they had launched in 2009, and I found out about that beforehand before joining OneCoin. What excited me was the fact that it wasn't as difficult to get involved with OneCoin, to be able to go through the mining process, to be able to collect cryptocurrency in order to, you know, make a living. I got excited about the plan B about it. Overall, the fact that it's easy and I can do it.
You bring up a good point. Bitcoin was very, very complicated, and I remember when I bought my first coins, they did not have the virtual wallet, so you actually stored the coins on the hard drive of your computer.
Yeah.
And if you lost your computer, you lost your coins. and a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, there was a story of a guy who lost a computer that had about $6 million worth of Bitcoins on it, and it was gone. I can't remember if it fell in the water or where it went, but it vanished, and you can't recover them. I mean, that was done. But with the new virtual wallets, they've kind of fixed that. But when you talk about the mining operation, I know mining really confuses people. Do you have a simple way of explaining it to people? Have you been able to figure out how to get people to understand it?
Yes. I know that At first it had confused every single part of my brain. I had no idea what the heck was going on. I had to ask Mike DiCatano, who signed me up. I had to ask Jody. I had to ask a lot of people because I didn't quite latch on right away. But if I had to explain it simply, I would definitely say that mining, like you say, Tom, is a simple algorithm that the tokens go through in order to render cryptocurrency, and that cryptocurrency is backed up by AGC coin. So it is real. It's not something that you just catch out of thin air. It's something that's actually done through mathematical equations. I mean, how else do you explain the algorithms that run, the Google search engine or even sub-search engines? It happens for a reason. You only see those results, whether they're physical, tangible, or not, or digital, through mathematical equations. That's the only way I can really explain it.
You're taking some IT courses, aren't you?
Yes.
I can tell because nobody will understand that.
Sorry.
No, I'm joking. No, I'm laughing. I have been trying. See, my wife is a physical therapist, and she has, like, when it comes to this stuff, I said, honey, this is a mining operation right here, and I hold up my calculator, and I say, an algorithm. Let's pretend our algorithm will produce a coin every time we come up with the answer 5. So I go, here's our mining operation, 2 + 3 = coin, okay? And then I go, 10 - 5 = coin, and I go, this is a mining operation. This figures out the mathematical equation that creates the coins. And so I've been trying to figure out a way to simplify it, and so far I think she's getting it. She at least sees the coins in our account, and she goes, well, I don't know what mining is, but it works because we got coins in our account. But that's great. Well, Jennifer, I'll come back to you with a golden nugget, and it's great having you online with the Hangout, and I'm excited for your success in the business and what you're doing. And keep vlogging, because that is a very, very successful thing for you to do. And so,
thank you. I appreciate it, Tom.
Awesome. We'll come back to you for that golden nugget, and actually, I would love to hear about how you're vlogging. But Mindy, how are you?
Fabulous. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, man. Doing awesome. Southern California. You excited about us coming to LA?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's a good time.
We're gonna have
I know Sherry. Sherry, we got to get up to Chicago. We got to get them up that way. Otherwise, you guys are coming to Nashville. So it'll be the next closest place.
They're opening Chicago.
Huh?
They're having one in Chicago.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that is the other city. I remember hearing them say they were going to do Chicago, and that must have been the other city. So, well, Mindy, I know that we've known each other for a while and met out in Vegas, and you're just a delight every time I get to see you. I'm excited to have you on the Hangout tonight. And tell people why you're excited about OneCoin. How were you introduced to it, and what's got you all excited about it?
Well, I was introduced to OneCoin when Kevin Foster says, Min, you got to listen to this call. You have to listen to this. There's only a few people that know about it, and it wasn't the first time. Kevin and I, we've known each other for some time now, so it wasn't the first time, and I finally got on that call. I'm so glad I did. And I think it was Maurice that was doing the call, and he was mentioning about how many people had maxed out the compensation plan. And I noticed with the time frame that there wasn't a whole lot of people that were involved. I liked the fact that it was international. And I remember driving in my car listening to that one piece of information about how many people have maxed out making $40,000 a week. That just blew me away. So I stopped the call, actually, and I started picking up the phone and calling my friends and my, other people I've known that I've worked with in the past, and said, hey, you've really got to listen to this call and check it out. And, it's just been a dream since. And I want to say it's been a dream because I have been pushing for years. In my first company, I did really well in, for never being in the industry. And I didn't realize how well I did until I got into other ventures, I guess you could say. And when I had that first experience and the first real taste of having that, I had the $10,000 a month check. It may not be a whole lot for some, but it may be like blowing some away. I know there's a lot of people who make a lot more than that, but just even $500 a month for some people. $400 a month, I hear, will save marriages from people getting divorced. You know, so if you can go out and make $200 or $400 or $1,000, or even like Sherry and myself, where I've replaced my full-time income with part-time hours, that is just something that excites me. But when Kevin first told me about this call, and I got on the phone with people, it was really awesome to share. And since then, you know, you might have a little hesitation, like, okay, is this real? Is this for sure? And I have to tell you, with all the people that I have within my team, everyone is super excited. I don't have anybody calling me saying, hey, man, we got issues. Just, I'm literally, every night, I'm busy with phone calls. In the morning, I'm busy. You know, because right now, I had to come back to work. So it's like before work and after work, I'm, you know, constantly on the phone. I was at Starbucks meeting with someone last night. We had to go out into the parking lot and finish up in the car because we were getting registered. And I love that momentum. That's what we have right now with OneCoin. And it's definitely giving everyone such a beautiful opportunity to do what they want most in life, and that's to follow their dreams. That's to follow whatever it is that they want to pursue in life. You know, for me, I'm looking forward to having my family. I'm looking forward to singing more and traveling, and it's just that freedom culture, and it's really is here. So I'm thankful for Kevin. I'm thankful to Sherry. I'm thankful for you, Tom, for everyone in our team, because we all are working together. And one thing that I love is we have this group, Women of OneCoin, and I love the fact that it doesn't matter where we are within our team or within this. We are all one team here, and we're the fastest growing team here in the United States. I am so excited, and that everyone is winning. That's just tops everything.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. I mean, you don't have to build a team to win here. You can simply buy an educational package, learn the material that we provide you, and get your certificates and stuff like that, and also mine your coins. But you don't have to build a team to actually win here. And I think a lot of people they don't realize that. I've got one couple. They said, Tom, we just want the coins. We want to, you know, we're looking. This is kind of a speculation, and you know, we'd like to. We saw what Bitcoin did, and we ultimately would just like to have some coins for our retirement. Put them away. And I totally get that. But you have a music site. Would you? I know you've got a beautiful voice, and I've heard your music. And would you like to share that with everybody?
Oh yeah, I sing. Write music, Elsewhere Road. That's really my passion within music. I have a song actually. It's called A New Way, and actually I'd like to share a few of those lyrics.
Do it.
Because it really matches with. I'll just say them to you.
That'd be great. Crank it up.
We all started with a dream. This vision has become reality. Now that we're here and together, we're helping one another. We won't be left behind. And it's a new way, a new day, a new reality for prosperity. Thank you, OneCoin. Thank you, Tom. Because we have a new way here with what we're doing. And, you know, you don't have to build. You can be a business person. You can be you know, a mom. You can be a dad. You can be a college student. You don't have to have a lot of experience. You don't even have to have a lot of time. My golden nugget is this, Tom, and I heard it on the call last night. Don't wait. Get started. Don't wait.
I have a massive sense of urgency. I've earned these bags under my eyes because I've been just going Mach 3 with my hair on fire, and I like my bags because that means we're working hard and growing our team big. So, but thanks for being online, Mindy. Appreciate it. And next time, we're going to have to get you the guitar out and make you sing that lyric.
I would love to. I'll share that with you sometime. We'll do that.
Awesome. Great having you online.
Thank you.
And we got Lisa Vavori. How are you, Lisa?
I'm fine, Tom. I'm having so much fun. I love hearing people's stories, and I love hearing about success and excitement and different ways people are working their business. That's great. Glad to be here.
We were laughing because we forgot part of your resume last week when we had you on the Women of OneCoin last week, and it was you'll have to remind me the title because it was very impressive. But you are one lady that has been in corporate America and in VP in marketing and worked with some large financial firms, I believe Aegon and AIG, and some very large companies. Aegon being one of the, I guess, largest Netherlands-based insurance companies, one of the biggest in the world, and to see what OneCoin's doing and seeing the startup is a little bit different from being in the corporate world. But I know you've seen some startups because you've done some entrepreneurial ventures yourself. Your story will resonate, I think, with a lot of women out there. We know that there's a lot of women that are struggling and going through life's challenges, and your personal story is amazing. I've sat and talked with you for a very long time, and all I can say, group, is this woman is a warrior. And if you knew what she's endured, not to compare it to anybody else's story, but it's an amazing story, and I commend you and thank you for plugging in with us. And I know that one day you'll share it in front of a room, and people will be absolutely blown away at what you overcome. But when we missed your title, some of your experience, you came to Atlanta as a Federal Reserve monetary specialist or something. What was the exact title?
Yeah, and it's a little embarrassing because the reason I forgot, it just didn't occur to me to mention it, was because it was so long ago. So it's really a function of my age. But my first job out of college was as a monetary policy analyst at the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta. It's what brought me from Washington, D.C. to Atlanta.
Yeah, so you probably have a pretty good understanding of how money flows, I guess, from that job. That's probably where you learn a little bit about that.
But there was no crypto anything back then, I promise you.
But when you look at cryptocurrency, when I tell people that our system kind of runs parallel to the other system, is cryptocurrency and the way it's traded and the way the value of it's determined and the way it's spent and the way it's transacted, is it really that much different than the way the dollar is?
Well, once the dollar is issued, not so much, because then there's kind of the difference is that the value of the dollar is influenced by U.S. monetary policy, economy, and then the Fed, has a lot of tools for influencing the dollar, and then of course what our federal deficit influences the value of a dollar. What's the value of a dollar? That's a whole different conversation that maybe don't need to go into right now.
That's like an oxymoron to say a value of a dollar, isn't it? Actually,
dollars have value. They buy stuff, and we all want lots of them.
Right.
The problem is that we continually need more and more to buy the same things, and it's not really a problem. You don't want deflation either, but that we've seen those comparisons about what a dollar bought 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago versus what they buy today. And cryptocurrency is just pure. It's just purely, it's not issued by any central government, although that's starting to happen, but it's not, the currency, the Bitcoin, the concept behind it, of it just being a very pure market-driven currency where the value is determined by the people who are buying and selling it without any sort of pull behind it. There's nothing behind it. There's no manipulation. It makes it very unique, and it's across. It's also independent of any government. All other currencies, it's a euro. It's a ruble. It's a yen. All currencies are issued by governments. So other than gold, which historically has not been a currency per se, though it's been traded, that's why gold has so much value. I'm going off. I don't mean to go off too much.
No, it's all very interesting. I think the question where I'm heading with you and everything that you're saying is, you mentioned that the currency, the cryptocurrency, is determined by the value of the community, and where I was hoping you were going to lead to is the difference between the cryptocurrency is it's finite, and the difference between the dollar and the dollar is not. It's because they can just keep printing as much as they want, and that's ultimately what's creating the inflation and the increase in prices, and where we get less goods for the same amount of dollars. But what will happen in your opinion, when like our cryptocurrency with OneCoin, we're going to print 2 billion coins, but once we've printed those coins, there's no more. Ultimately, what happens then?
Well, then, given that the company's going to have a system where we can trade it amongst ourselves and where merchants accept it, then as more and more people demand it, obviously the value goes up, and that's why you saw that explosion in Bitcoin. And what I love about OneCoin versus Bitcoin is, and then Tom, I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit more about the specifics, but there are a lot of pieces in place that actually improve on and fix some of the Bitcoin problems. And so that to me is very cool too. The auditing, the controlled, knowing, like you talk about the knowing who's behind it. There are some issues with Bitcoin that OneCoin addresses. You could speak to that better than I, but I think it's.
And the difference is between a decentralized platform where nobody's really in charge. It's kind of like if you can envision an aircraft carrier where nobody's really in charge, everybody's just running their own thing, and nobody's held accountable for running the aircraft carrier, versus what the way the military runs an aircraft carrier. It's a very centralized, command that starts at the top, and everything's overseen, and everything runs, and everything is audited, and everybody's held accountable. And I think when you have a monetary system, that accountability should really be a part of it. I always chat because the Fed is never been audited. It kind of bothers me, but they audit themselves.
There you go. That usually works real well.
Yeah, no, isn't that like the prisoners learning the prison? It's exciting. But you like gold? You like gold. When I contact you, I'm getting a little bit of an echo. I'm trying to think who's.
It's a little garbled.
I'm garbled.
A little bit. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. Okay. Well, let's mute. I think I'm reverbing through your phone actually. There we go. Yeah, that's what it was. Well, anyway, Lisa, we'll come back to you for your golden nugget at the end, and I'll mute mine while you're doing your golden nugget, so we don't have that. But Leah, thank you for being online, Lisa, and thanks for your insight on that. And we'll come back another time and talk about gold and the RM Gold coin, which I've already kind of brought up, but. Kind of a cool feature where, folks, we have a cryptocurrency, a crypto gold currency that is part cryptocurrency and part gold. Actually, a lot more gold than it is cryptocurrency. But it's something, if you are a hard asset person that is interested in gold, we have a gold coin, not an overpriced one, a market value gold coin, not one that's wrapped in a plastic case that we charge 4 times as much for it, nothing like that, but actually a real cryptocurrency, a gold coin that you can keep in your safe or have it shipped to you, what have you. But Leah, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. And you're in the city where everything stays there, ends up on social media. Is that right? Is that what everything that happens there doesn't stay there? It ends up on social media. I understand.
I'll never tell.
You'll never tell. Yeah, you won't, but Facebook and Twitter will. But anyway. Great to have you online with us tonight, and I know that you're very good friends with my dear friend Mike and Jody, and just the greatest people in the world. And I love seeing the success that they're having in the business right now, and their team growing. But tell me a little bit about. I mean, you got introduced to it. Did you have experience with Bitcoin, or what got you excited about OneCoin?
Well, no experience with Bitcoin. Just seeing it, hearing about it. That's about it. But I'm a true blue MLMer. I've been doing it for, I would say, the greater part of about 10 years now. Had some success in other network marketing companies, but not much to speak of. I've been working with Jody and Mike and other companies, and then when Mike introduced me to this, I didn't look at it right away. I just thought, I don't want another one to have to market. It took me about 3 weeks to look at it, and I only looked at it because he went above my head to a very good friend of mine who is also a very, very big-time network marketer. And when he spoke to her, she called me and said, Leah, I'm going to get into this. but I want to make sure you have first dibs. So as soon as she said that, I jumped on board and bought myself a package, because if she was going to get on board, I was not going to miss out on the revenue. So I bought a package, and at that point I decided, well, let me look into this. Once I did, it was just a no-brainer. I've been on an adrenaline rush ever since. I can't sleep. I eat very little, only because I'm constantly talking to someone. I'm talking to someone about OneCoin. I work a full-time job as well, so I know how difficult it is, Sherry and the other ladies to manage and juggle all that. I have a family, so it's really, really difficult when everyone's pulling at me, and we all share the same experiences. But I'll tell you, I can forego food and I can forego sleep if I want to share this with everyone that I know. And I know you heard Mike say that I'll call people at midnight. Well, here in Las Vegas, somebody is up at some hour of the night, day, morning,
24 hours a day.
and so yeah, I'll call anybody at any time. And I love it. I love OneCoin, and I'm not going to stop until it's a major success here in the U.S.
That's awesome. Well, great. Thanks for joining us on the call. That's awesome. So looking forward to your success, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in Vegas in September. That's one announcement I haven't made, but our official kickoff will be in Vegas, and we're going to be launching there in September. I've heard rumors September 10th. I don't know if that's true, but somewhere in that area. And I know that we've got a great group out in Las Vegas. I'm looking forward to coming out there and seeing y'all. And I definitely think we ought to pop out there and do a meeting before Vegas happens. So give me a good excuse to come out to Vegas for the day. But great, awesome. Let me do this, folks. Just a little bit of a recap. Obviously, we're at the very beginning of an exciting opportunity. You've heard some women talk about why they're excited about it. I'm going to go down the line, just have them give you a quick golden nugget before we break off on this presentation. After the presentation, there will be a 29-minute slide presentation put up. You can watch it at any time. If you want to go back and watch this hangout, it is recorded, and so you should click on the YouTube logo in the right-hand corner and go capture that link. If you want to be able to watch it at a later time, you can do that, because I will be taking it down right after the presentation and putting up the PowerPoint presentation, so you all can actually get a full corporate presentation. It's interesting in talking about our company. It's actually been founded by a woman, and I should have brought that up earlier, but Dr. Rusha Ignatova is quite the not only business celebrity, but she is not a crypto leader, meaning she's not hiding and not wanting people to know who she is. She's very public, and that's very important to me. But with a degree in law from Oxford University and a master's in economics, and she worked as an associate partner at McKinsey Consulting, which means you're in the top 1% of your class anyway if you work for that company, and was an asset manager for one of the largest asset management firms in Bulgaria. And I've also heard that she is ranked, I don't know if she's in the Mensa Society or if she has an IQ high enough to put her in the Mensa Society. But that means she's got she's about to take about 3 Georgians to equal her IQ. Last time I checked, except for Lisa. If Lisa's still in mode, we're done. So Lisa and I think to combine, we go after her. But anyway, I'm excited about what's going on with OneCoin. By the way, I think it's important to note there are probably less than 3,000 people in the entire country in the U.S. that are involved. I think that's very important for you to take note of, because sometimes you get into companies and you go to the events and there's already 5,000 people in the room and there's a bunch of people on stage, and it's very hard for you to get there. But this is like one of those times now where you could be one of those people that has 5,000 people in the crowd or 1,000 people in the crowd, and you're up on stage and getting the recognition that you've always wanted for the hard work and realizing your dreams. And so, folks, I tell people that probably, and I mentioned this last night, and I got a ton of great feedback on it. I see every single one of these women creating miracles in their lives. And know, I have a miracle strategy that I shared last night and got a lot of feedback, but I wanted to share it with you all tonight. And and I see it in each one of these ladies and what they're doing. But you know, mentors are so important, and we have a great you know, mentoring. Both Sherry and Mindy have talked about this. The coaches and the people that are involved in our organization and what they're willing to do to help you. Mentoring is very important, and we have a lot of that going on. Inner awareness, you know, and having that desire. I got a great note from a young lady tonight, and I posted it on my Facebook page. But it was just, I mean, it made my day. And you know, people say you do the business for the money, or do you do it for the messages that you get? But she went on to, I'm trying to find the message real quick just to give you a little insight. But she said, "Hi Tom, just wanted to send you a quick message. I've been watching your hangouts, and I love them. Love all the quotes you make. You know, either find an excuse. You know, either find a way or you find an excuse." She's one of her favorites. She uses that all the time. But she just said that the hangouts have made her stronger, more determined, and she just said, "I just want to give you a big thank you. You're inspiring and uplifting, and the words of wisdom have made a difference in my life." And I think a lot of people, that's why we do this business, is to inspire people to dream again, because unfortunately I see a lot of people out there, and we run across it all the time. People have more excuses than they have dreams now. I got to take, you know, it's my kids, or it's my debt, or I got to pay my car, or you know, there's a million excuses that people won't succeed. And I always tell people, it only takes one excuse. You don't have to have a million of them. You know, if you just don't want to succeed, just come up with one good excuse. And or if you have one really big dream, you know, that you want, that's good enough reason. If you have one why, that's a big enough reason, you know, for you to go out there and build all your dreams, to build your destiny. And I think that's one thing that we push all the time in our organization is dream again. You know, everybody else is in excuse mode. You know, everybody's like, excuse again, excuse again. We're not that way. We're dream again. You know, we're totally opposite. And you know, some people, you know, they say, I look at Kevin Foster, and I can read his messages every day on Facebook, and they're just uplifting. But there are some people where the glass is half empty, and then there's some people where the glass is half full, and then there's our group where the glass is overflowing. And I like being around a group with that, because when you have a group that has an abundance mentality, their dreams are big, they're excited. We talk about not sleeping, and Leah, I was cracking up as you were saying that, because I know this is going to turn into a weight loss program. We're going to say, join OneCoin, you will lose weight. You know, we won't tell you how, but you're just going to run so hard, and you're going to be so excited, you're going to forget to eat, and you're just going to shed the pounds. And I tell you what, next thing you know, we'll be having parties for that. But it's I can already see that product coming. But no, that was a joke, fun. But anyway, folks, I'm gonna go down the aisle, and Sherry, we got you out there. You still hanging in there with us? I got you on. There she comes. I think I see her. You're unmuted. Sherry, are you there? There you are. Awesome. Let's go down the line and wrap this up, ladies. I'm looking for some golden nuggets for the people that are watching the Hangout tonight. What is the best thing? What's the best thing right now for them to maximize OneCoin? Give us some gold nuggets. Tell us what they should do now.
Personally, what I'm doing is following your lead. And I'm using the system that you're providing. It's very duplicatable, and it makes it possible for anybody to do this. And I'm finding success with it, and I think others are too. So I would, first of all, thank you for that. And I would advise to follow your lead.
Thank you very much, Sherry. And that's, I think the important point what you're saying is, folks, you know, when you're doing a McDonald's, you know, you don't sell a McDonald's franchise by handing somebody a hamburger. You show them how to run a system. You show them how to run a business, and that's why they have McDonald's University. And we've got trainings that we do every Saturday to teach people. People say, I don't know how to do internet marketing. That's not a valid excuse, okay? Because there's plenty of ways to learn it, and there's plenty of ways to do it. And I send a big kudos out to Jack Simpson. If you are out there, buddy, I'm getting your messages, and this is a guy that has fought me to get on the phone to try and fix all of his issues, and I said, watch the videos. And until you watch the videos, I'm not going to help you. And he actually watched all the videos, and step by step, and he got it, and he said tonight, he said, I am winning. He said, I'm getting it figured out. It's actually starting to work, so I was excited about that. But yeah, system is very important, folks. People pay as much attention to how you do the business as what the business actually is. And if it looks intimidating, and I'll give you a good example. If we were selling $10 bills for $1, you all think that would be real easy to do, right? If I'd sell you a $10 bill for $1, that's real easy to do. But Leah, if I told you you had to dial 400 people a day and do telemarketing, would that excite you as much? Now, might you, but not me. Okay, I hate using the telephone. But the important thing, folks, is that the system that we tell people to do is at 7:30 every night, block out everything Eastern time for an hour and invite people to the hangout and get people on the presentation. Don't leave your home, don't leave your office or wherever you're at, but for an hour, invite people, create an invitation page. We show you how to do that. Do push button inviting. It's as easy as clicking select, and you just sit there and fill in those little blue dots, and then you hit send, and everybody gets an invitation to come to the event. And your friends, if they're not doing anything, they actually will watch the presentation because they don't want to have to drive to a hotel meeting. They don't want to have to sit in rush hour traffic. They don't want to have to do three-way calls. But we literally have a system, Sherry, as you know, that does the selling. I like to say sharing. I don't even like to say selling, but it does the sharing. Yeah, it does the training and it does the enrolling for you. And that's to me, that's the way it should be. And I want a system that anybody can do. And that's what we're striving towards. Jennifer, bring you online. If you want to give us your gold nugget and let us know what people should do right now to get.
Sure. Absolutely, Tom. If anything, I would have to definitely go off of what Sherry said. Follow your system. And I have to say that I do have a favorite quote from you. Is that do not skip the opportunity, or it will move on to someone else. Yeah. Every time. I've seen it happen to me over the past 4 years. I have not taken on an opportunity because I thought it was the same stuff from the same people. You know, I thought that it was nonsense. And it may or may not have been, but how would I have known if I did not take that leap, if I did not find out? And another thing that I wanted to say is because, you know, this is the first time I'm ever doing a live hangout. Goodness knows how many people are watching me. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to talk about what is on your mind. Get past your nerves, get out of your own way, and just get into it, baby. Just do it. Do it like you mean it. Yeah. That's all I gotta say, because I did sign up one person, and he's being a little bit shy, so I'm hoping that he can get past that.
That's awesome. Yeah, and you're right. You got to have courage, and you got to do. I mean, to be successful, you got to do and say things that most people aren't willing to do and say. And doing a hangout is not something that comes natural to people. But I think after you've been on one, it's like, well, dang, I'm ready to go on another one. That was easy. Just share your story and just share who you are, and that's really what people are looking for. I can do a fancy presentation and I can do a slick PowerPoint, but honestly, people get more out of the interaction that we've had tonight, and they learn more because they remember your stories, they remember your faces, and it inspires them to want to learn more and get involved with what we're doing. So thank you for being online, Jennifer. It's been a real pleasure, and congratulations on your first hangout. Yay.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Mindy, why don't you drop us some golden nuggets on what people should be doing right now, with their OneCoin business.
So what people should be doing now, just get on your computer, get registered, get your package. If you only have $100 or 100 euros, get that package. My recommendation, though, if you have the funds somewhere, get that tycoon package, because you're going to really succeed with that. You're going to see so much growth. You're going to get so many more tokens. The bonuses go down a lot more. That's my goal. I couldn't quite get in at the tycoon in the beginning, but that's where I'm headed. So I'm going to just say, you know, learn it, teach it, and share it, and get started.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. And folks, we have 5 different packages starting at 100 euros. One's 500 euros. I'll do them in dollars for you just to make it easier, because I know we're broadcasting mostly to a U.S. audience. But about $150, somewhere around $600 for our next package. $1,200 for our other package. About $3,200 for our executive package, and then our tycoon package is about $6,000. And $6,000 right now will get you somewhere around 4,500 coins. And I tell people, you know, when you look at the projections of the company and potentially where this thing could go, When you look in the splits, you add in the splits. Even if you take out the splits, I mean, 4,000 coins, 5,000 coins times $50 a coin is a couple $100,000, and I know there's a lot of boomers out there and seniors right now that over the next 3 to 5 years, that an extra couple $100,000 might make a difference. So take a serious look at this, because right now you are at the ground floor in the United States. Even though we have 400,000 people around the world and growing at 5,000 people a day, you're at the right place at the right time. I hope you recognize you're there, and I hope you're willing to pull the trigger, because that's important. So, Lisa, I'm going to mute myself out, and I'm going to ask you to come in there and drop us a golden nugget.
Okay, great. Well, coming at the end, there have been a lot of very big and beautiful golden nuggets already dropped. But one thing that I want to make sure we address tonight is we're speaking to women. We're women speaking. We're speaking to everyone, but there's a reason we're Women's Night. And I think one of the reasons that, I mean, in a lot of industries, a lot of businesses with this distribution system, it's mostly women. And in this business, you find that there are far fewer women. And I think, there are kind of two things that I want to address. And one is the fact that it is, a lot of people, a lot of women in particular react, oh, I don't understand that. And because they don't, I just want to help people get past the intimidation factor. They don't have to become experts at finance, at economics, at currencies. They'll learn something, and what they'll learn, what we learn is invaluable. It's very important to learn it, but you don't have to become an expert to learn it. You also, there are also a lot of women in particular who are afraid of technology, and I want to, and so I just, one of the reasons I think that we put women on is to help us understand that we have a huge role to play here. I mean, as I've been in this business, I see how it kind of a business like this kind of appeals to the testosterone. There's definitely a big testosterone factor, and I like an exciting business. That's very cool with me. But I know it's not for all women. But the other thing is, with the systems and the technology, the whole point is to be able to truly work from home. You don't have to do it that way. We heard somebody mention, I don't know if it was Jen or Mindy, somebody mentioned being at a Starbucks meeting. Great, do that. You can have belly-to-belly meetings and do face-to-face, and it's always a relationship business. It's just where and how you do it that matters. So you're not precluded from working the way you're used to working, but you have this whole system that will free you up to just explode your results. And also, it really helps people who come to us. We're not bugging people. When we put stuff out online, and the way Tom, the way your system works, what I've seen is that it really helps take away that the ick factor from this industry, because it puts it out there where people then can say, ooh, that's something I'm interested in, and they opt in. So it's an attraction marketing as opposed to a bug the daylights out of your friends and family. So that's pretty cool too. So they're just, I just want to make sure, and yes, I had all that corporate background, but I've also been a stay-at-home mom for a long time, and it definitely changed my perspective, and I loved becoming entrepreneurial. That's something I never explored prior to being a stay-at-home mom. So I just want to make sure we really address some of the issues and questions that maybe women have, perhaps a little bit more uniquely than men do. You're muted.
Oh, well, I think everybody's calling us on Google Hangouts. All right, Lisa, thanks for being online. Leah, you're up next, and thank you, Lisa. I totally forgot I was going to cover, and I'll do it towards the end, but I was going to cover my miracle strategy, and I got off on some, you can tell I'm ADD as all get out, but I'll bring back the miracle, and we'll start back at I again, and I'll start over. But Well, Leah, I'll leave that as the ending bonus for you, the miracle strategy, what I call the miracle of success, because a lot of these women are creating miracles, and I want to tell you how they're doing it. It's exciting. But Leah, tell me, tell me a little bit about how you're building your business. What's the one nugget? What's the one piece of advice you'd give people right now for getting in OneCoin?
Well, Tom, I think we're all ADD to be in this business, but I just really love that I am a part of a system that is bucking the banking system. I'm a major conspiracy theorist, and anything that I can do to uproot the status quo, I'm there. I think my piece of golden nugget that kind of clicked for me is the reason why this works and it's so smooth and it works so well is that this system is self-sustaining, it's perpetual, it's automatic, and it's mathematical. So it's pretty much has taken all the thinking out of it. All you have to do is just plug in. That's it, and I love that.
Yeah. That's great. Good, very good point. You're right. The way they have it set up, it's like one of those pendulums. Once you start spinning it, it's not like we need revenues from past customers to pay future customers. We don't need that because once people have acquired their coins and they're trading, it goes into the ecosystem, and then the coins get spent at businesses, and they come back to the exchange, and it becomes part of that ecosystem. And you're right, there's a lot of flow to it, I think is what I hear you saying. The word is flow, and I love the word flow. I love it when something has flow, and this definitely has that. But you're right, and I think that's, folks, those are some great gold nuggets. Use the system, understand ultimately, get the tycoon package if you can. I think that's very important. But more importantly, if you can't afford it, I had a guy say, "Well, Tom, I don't have $6,000 to get the tycoon. I guess I can't be involved." And I'm like, "Yeah, you can. We have packages as low as $150 if you want to get in, and you can upgrade through commissions." I've seen people in our organizations do it by getting out there and hustling and sharing it with as many people as they can. And if your dreams are big enough and your desire matches your dreams, you're going to become unstoppable. So, ladies, I want to thank you for being online tonight. Let me just close with our miracle strategy, just to give you a little bonus if you got a pin handy. This is something that people have really liked, and she's got it. Leah's ready to go. Mentors are very important. If you want to create miracles in your life, folks, as I always say, you are a miracle, therefore you can create a miracle. And it's just a matter of going out there and having a success strategy. And this is my miracle of success strategy. But mentors have always helped me get through very difficult times, and they'll help you get from point A to point C very quickly, faster. In a more straight line, and that's what we're all looking for. Inner awareness is fun. It was nice to see Jennifer come out, and now she has awareness. You believed but you could do a hangout before tonight. Now you know you can do a hangout, and that's a big difference. That's a bridge that people, when they cross it, I always say it's like riding a bike. If you've learned how to ride a bike, and then you don't ride one for 5 years, and I say, do you believe you can ride a bike, or do you know you can ride a bike? People, you've already made it experiential. You know you can ride a bike. And there's a lot of things in growing your business online and doing what we do that may not be in your comfort zone. It may not be in your wheelhouse, but by having that inner awareness and going out and just doing it and having the courage to do it and realizing that, I've messed up so many hangouts, I've messed up so many emails, I've sent out, I can't tell you how many mistakes I've made, and I just keep forging forward. But that inner awareness is eye of miracle. It's very important. Inner awareness, by the way, leads to integrity. So the more true you are of yourself and the more aware you are of yourself, the more integrity you have and the more people you'll attract, because integrity is a powerful magnet in our community, in our business. R is re-engage your purpose. I know that every single one of these, you've heard every single one of these ladies talk about their purpose, their why, from Sherry's of getting out of her business to Mindy's wanting to do more music, to Lisa's, just with everything she has going on in her life. She has a very important why with 2 great daughters and just a lot going on. When you latch onto your why, the how will appear. And so re-engage your purpose, connect with your purpose and say, if you had all the money in the world, what would you all be doing right now? What would your life's passion be right now if you had all the money in the world and you didn't have to worry about it? But re-engage with that purpose and go find meaning in that mission. That's very, very important. A is attitude. Attitude determines your magnitude. I'm really careful on what I put into my brain. So, you know, first book I pull out, Winning Every Day by Lou Holtz. Every book on my desk is motivational. Every title, everything, the pictures on my desk from everything that I have. My daughter made me this for Father's Day. It says, "We love you." You know, she knows how much I like wood, and we grow wood and trees and like that. And so everything on my desk has special meaning and input for my eyes. So attitude determines your magnitude. Make sure what you're putting in, your input determines your output, folks. And so it's very, very important. Wow, did you see that lightning behind me? That was pretty awesome. A is attitude determines your magnitude, and C is create dreams with goals. I'm real big on every year I write a dream statement as to what I want my life to look like a year from now, and then I write down 10 goals for those dreams, because you got to have goals to achieve a dream. So whatever 10 goals you need to achieve to do that, and then each goal I write down 3 tasks. So if you look up the definition of a dream, you look up the definition of a goal, and you look up a definition of a task. The tasks make the goals come to fruition. The goals make the dream come to fruition. So you have to have all 3. A lot of people, when they do their goal setting, they forget to do their tasks. Every goal that you're going to do is going to have some tasks that you have to do with it. And you know, whether it's calling on a certain amount of people per day or watching a YouTube video on internet marketing every day, those would be tasks to learn how to become a internet marketer to be able to stay at home. That would be the dream. Okay, and so that's very important. So that's C, is create dreams with goals. L is leverage time, technology, and talent. And look what we're doing tonight. I mean, you're getting input from all of these great ladies. You're getting the ability to be anywhere in the world. You're leveraging time, technology, and talent, and we're doing the presentation for you, so you don't have to do it. You know, so that's something that's part of the miracle strategy. And then E is envision it and go own your world. And last night I said I was doing a training, and a guy named Wilson, who was a car guy, I said, "Do you know the difference between owning your world and leasing your world?" And he stood up and he said, "Leasing means it's somebody else. Owning it means it's yours." And the question that I have for each one of you on the panel, and you don't have to answer it, is, are you leasing your world right now, or are you owning it? And you know, whether you're leasing your car, or you're leasing your home, or you're leasing your job, are you building your dreams? Or are you building somebody else's dream? And I think it's important that when you ask that question, you got to give yourself an honest answer. And when you realize what that answer is, if you want to change it, you just got to have the courage to go change it. And I think that envision it, see it in your mind. Walt Disney was the ultimate person who saw this amazing vision in his mind, and he went and created this unbelievable organization. And it's an amazing story. If you ever want to read an amazing book, read a book on Walt Disney, and you will learn what vision is, because he had it probably bigger than anybody. I mean, maybe Sam Walton and some other people had visions like his, but what an incredible vision. So that is the miracle strategy: mentoring, inner awareness, re-engage your purpose, attitude determines your magnitude, create dreams with goals, leverage time, technology, and talent, and envision your world and go own your damn world, because it's your choice to do that, okay? And with OneCoin, you'll be able to do that. And by the way, collapsing time frames, doing presentations every night, folks. We are on a madman cycle going all the way to Las Vegas. That's why we're here every night. Just as a quick reminder, yeah, she goes, "You ready? Liz, ready." She's the one in charge of the party when we get to Vegas. I got a feeling. I'm excited about that because I see her energy. But folks, tomorrow night we've got Tycoon Night. Friday night we've got Spanish Night. Saturday night we've got Mastermind Night, where a whole bunch of internet marketers are just going to be online chatting about how they're building their businesses and giving you tips on how to learn stuff. So that's going to be a great presentation. Sunday night is going to be a super night, so get ready. My goal is to have a very, very special guest on the Sunday night hangout that will share some very important insight on the company and where we're headed and what we're going to be doing over the next 90 days to launch the United States of America. And what an exciting thing to say that we're actually launching it. We are the ones launching it. And so if you're here for the first time, you're going to be part of that launch community and that launch team that we're doing. And then, of course, you know, we just got so much going on. But ladies, great having you online. Thank you for being here. And folks, get back with the person who, yeah, absolutely. After the presentation, Lisa, can you mute real quick? After the presentation tonight, when I hang up, give it about 5 minutes, and I'm going to change it to the PowerPoint presentation, because if you're excited about what we're doing and you want a full presentation, you'll be able to watch that at any time on the page that you're on. Lock in your position, folks. You can lock in your position for free. You don't have to pay anything to get your position locked in. You can log into the back of the website, see everything that's going on. The thing I love about this company is it's totally transparent. Everything is there. And we let you see everything. And when you're ready to upgrade, get in, get your package. If you can get a Tycoon package, get it. It could make a huge difference in your life. But just excited. Ladies, thanks for being online with us tonight. We'll be back next Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, next Wednesday night with the women of OneCoin, and I'm sure we'll have a whole nother batch of leaders, of women that are out there making it happen with OneCoin. And thanks for your stories. Thanks for your inspiration. Thanks for your wisdom. Thanks for everything that you've done for us. And I know that I'm just, when it comes to my household, we let the women run the bank account, and we're all a lot better off here. So I love seeing the women in charge and running with this thing. Everyone, have a great night.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Good night. Good night, ladies.
Thank you.
Yay!